Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to start a new little project. Basically what we're going to do in this project is we're going to start making a small PlayStation 5 with three pieces that are separate and can be put together, and we're making this all so that I can 3D print it at one point. So in this video, all we're going to do is we're going to start by making the basis of the PS5. No details, just a base PS5, and then the next video will be more in detail. Alright, so let's start by using our square or cube here. What we're going to do is we're going to take the cube and I want to scale it. So about that tall, and then if we go over to this side, about that big. Now let's take this and we'll move it above, and I'll show you why, because we still need to add the base on the bottom. Now what we're going to do with this, the first thing is I need to add a line here. And let's see if we can mirror it. I don't think we can because I need to add a line there. Okay, so I could mirror it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it and I'll turn it 180 degrees. So now I have this. I'll take the second line and we'll move it to the edge. Okay, yeah. So we'll move it to the edge of this. So about there. Alright, so now we can take both of these lines. I might need to move this one a little bit more. Okay, so now we'll take both of these lines. We'll see, we'll cut, and we'll remove solid 6 and solid 1. So now we have the shape of our PS5. So now if we go to the x-axis, I want to make some small cuts here to the shape of the PS5. So like this. And all we're going to do is we're going to cut that shape out. And then we have we have to delete all of these extras. Okay, so we have our base for the PS5. So this is what the inner part will look like. And before we finish the inner part, there's actually one more piece that we need to make. So the next piece that we need to make, I'm going to start where this line starts, and I'll bring it out only a little bit, and I want to bring it in there. But let's actually take this point and we'll move it up a little, like that. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we actually have to finish this off. So let's connect this back. And we'll take these two lines. We'll take the face of it. And we'll extrude it to match the PS5. But I'm not actually going to go all the way because I want to pull it back a little to there. So now it doesn't go all the way. It does stick out a bit, or it does stick in a bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to add another one. Control C, Control V, R, 180, and then we'll move this to the side. Alright, so now we have this piece on both sides. This is what makes up our PS5 inner. Now, one thing I actually forgot was that before we shift over to the other side, I do want to add a few edges here. Alright, so starting here, that's one edge. And then we'll go over to the other side. There's the other edge. Now we'll take both of these lines and we'll see, cut, and we're done. Now we can remove these two pieces. Okay, so that's more of what I want. And now what we can do is, I'll do what I did before. I'm going to copy paste and we'll move, then we'll rotate 180 and we'll just line it up with the other side of the PS5. Now you can also mirror this if you want, put a face in the middle of the PS5 and then you can mirror it. But for now, I'm just going to copy and paste it for my reasons. Alright, so I am going to do a quick naming session. I'm going to name this base, and then I don't actually know what these parts are called. It might be the fan, but for now, I'm just going to put base underscore 2 and base underscore 3. So base underscore 3. And then we'll group all of these together. We'll highlight them and Control G. Now I have a group and I'll name this base. Alright, so the next step is to make our PS5 covers. Now, for now, we can delete all the lines since we don't actually need them anymore. And now we can set up our PS5 cover. And to do that, we have to start by tracing the shape we made here, and we're going to go a little bit outwards of the shape and then go a bit up, and now we just have to go down like that. Okay, I did mess up there, so let's do that again. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then we'll bring this down. Oh, okay, I messed up again. So let's do this again. I'm going to just follow the edges. Okay, so like that. And now all we have to do is go down and then connect it to the edge. It's fine, but actually I might want to redo that one more time. For now, I think I can work with it, but yeah, okay, I want to redo this one. So this will be my last redo. Sorry for having to redo it multiple times, but here's what I will do. I'm gonna delete that. And same thing I did last time. I'm just going to start tracing it. And then, so like that. But when it comes to this point, I want to pull it in. So I want to pull it in and then finish it. There, okay, I think that's what I want. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the face, and before we extrude it, okay, because I can only extrude it, we'll take it by that. I'm gonna pull it over to the edge. Alright, so now it's on the edge, and I'm going to take the face, and we're going to extrude it. Alright, so now we extrude, bring it all the way across. There we go. Alright, okay, so that's looking really good. Now all we have to do is we have to take the cover, Control C, Control V, R, Z, 180, enter, move. Now let's just line it up. And there we go. Alright, so I think that looks good. Now let's do a little editing to this. Normally a PS5 does have a bit of curve in its cover, so let's add that curve. So now we have the curve. I think that looks good. And now let me redo it by adding it again. R, Z, 180, and then go to move. Okay. So I think that's looking good. Oh, but the cover is really thin at the end. Maybe we can add a bit to that. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add a new line where this point is. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna basically just add a bit more to the cover. So now if I go onto the x-axis, let's add this to the cover by just pulling over until there. Okay, yeah, that's looking a lot better. So now we can get rid of this piece over here. And then I'll take these and we'll Control C, Control V, R, Z, 180, and we'll just move it over. Alright, so we have most of it down. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, so I think the easiest solution to this would be The easiest solution would be to create our own version of this little piece for that side. So I'm going to go like this. What? Huh? I don't know what just happened. I must have clicked by accident. Okay, so let's move this point. Okay, so we have the shape of our PS5 cover that we can now take, Control C, Control V, R, 180, and just move it back. Nice. Okay, so let's get our final checks in. One thing is we forgot to curve this part. So I don't want this piece. Alright, so that looks good. Now let's add this. Okay. There we go. Next thing I want are these lines. RZ 180. Okay, so let's use this line and we'll cut this piece. Alright, so I'm back. I reopened Plasticity, but it did... I don't understand why it removed my... It removed what I did with that, this piece here. It also shifted a few things down. I don't know why. Okay, well, it's fine. We can restart a bit. And to do that, first thing, I do want to add our curve again. Now, next thing is to take this shape. Okay, there we go. Now, all we have to... Okay, nope, okay. I missed a spot. Okay, so this time it'll be easier. 1. Now, this is probably the best time to mirror. I think I should be mirroring it, but for now, I'll continue doing what I'm doing here. So, RZ180, and then we'll move it. There we go. So now we'll take this, go to the X axis, and we'll move it over here. All right. So now, looks like it did also reset, making the top part of this. So we can do it together this time with both covers. Oh, okay, let's remake that. Let's redo that. I didn't make the line correctly. So let's delete this line, and we'll redo the line. So let's cut. That's 1. Then let's cut this one as well. That's 2. And then all we have to do is delete these. There we go. And my final step will be, I have to do this again, but we're going to add that little piece at the bottom. And then let's move this small point a little up to make that. And now we can extrude this piece. Nice. Now, by looking at it, I think we can just pull that over to the other side and it'll look fine. All right, so that looks good. Now, final things to do is at the bottom of the PlayStation, I'm actually going to cut off a bit, like that. Okay, and another thing is that these are not positioned correctly, so I'm going to move those. Alright, so let's do our final parts. We'll cut that. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. You know what? I think it's fine if we keep it. So forget about it. And the final thing, oh, it did work. Okay. So the final thing I need to do is I'm going to take this face here. I'm going to go onto the axis. And all we're going to do is, I don't want to offset it. I want to extrude from it. There we go. So that's just the base of the PS5. Now let's go into just naming these pieces. So this is cover, I'll say this is cover R_1. And then this is cover L_1. Cover underscore R_2, and this is cover underscore L_2. And now let's just group these, and with that we're done with this first video of just simply modeling our PS5. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!